This is the Collegeville Borough Council meeting for April 2020. This is open to the public. If you are a member of the public and you have a question or a comment, you can submit it via Zoom, and we will answer your question in the meeting, or you can submit your question to Jeff Thompson at the Borough. So I'd like to start with a call to order and the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody will join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. And we are dispensing with the approval of the minutes from the March meeting. We're holding those until our regularly scheduled May meeting. Also, any committee or other reports will be given at the May meeting. And there are no public meetings being held this month. This is a short agenda, and you will also find the agenda and meeting materials on the Borough website. So, Jeff, if you could do the roll call for this meeting.
I just have everybody's present, and the mayor's present, all council members are present. We have also consultants, Dave Lay, Dan Greaser. Suzanne's here too. If we can get her on the panelist list here real quick. There she goes. So I got everybody.
Okay. So we have 3 action items for tonight. The first one is consideration of Resolution 2020-04 authorizing the extension of real estate so that the real estate taxes for Collegeville Borough are normally due in April. This resolution extends that discount period all the way through May 31st to give families that are dealing with the COVID-19 fallout a chance to pay their taxes. So I would like to have a motion to approve this resolution 2020-04. If
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, sorry, who?
So moved. Marion said so moved.
Marion and
Shannon said second.
Shannon. Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, if not.
Is there actually, I have a quick question. Is there any benefit to extending it even further than May 31st?
We can if we want to. For now, we're just extending it for May 31st. And we can also talk in the May meeting if we find that when people talk to Kelly about paying their taxes, they're having a problem paying them. We can, as a council, we can offer leniency or you know, work with them on some kind of a payment plan. Yes, we can do all these things. And
Okay.
I think we all want to help all of our residents any way we can.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. So all in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Do we need to does everybody maybe need to unmute?
Yeah,
So
yes.
that we can have it in the audio record?
Yes. How about if we take that vote again? So if you unmute, all in favor say aye.
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 Great. Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. The next resolution is extending the declared emergency until this is the emergency declaration that Collegeville Borough has already declared once, but it apparently has expired. And what this does is it continues the declared emergency until the borough decides to cancel it. That way, it makes sure that we are eligible to receive disaster funds. So I would like to take, I need someone to make a motion for approve resolution 2020-05.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay. Who made the motion?
Marion, so moved.
And
Or,
Shannon?
yep, second.
I think I was first.
Doesn't matter, whoever.
Doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay, any discussion on this one? Okay?
Is there a time limit on that?
No, what it says is this mayor's declaration, we will continue to declare a public health disaster emergency in Collegeville Borough. The declared emergency will remain in effect until canceled by Borough Council. So that gives us the leeway to cancel it any future, but not until it is actually declared over.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? So if you would unmute yourselves, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Here we have a third resolution. Jeff has applied for a community development block grant. That would be to put sidewalks on Main Street between 4th Avenue on the borough side. And in order to get that request for a grant, he needs approval from Collegeville Borough. So that would be resolution 2006. Could I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Marion and Shannon again. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, if you unmute yourselves, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, the motion. And there's a couple other things I wanted to mention at this meeting. One is that Gary.
Can I interrupt you just for a second?
Yes.
Could everybody who is not speaking mute yourselves? Because I'm getting a little bit of feedback. And I imagine I'm not the only person.
Okay, good. Gary has been concerned, and I've also been concerned about what is actually going to happen when we go to collect our tax revenue. If people can't afford to pay, what we thought we'd better do is have a contingency plan with the borough and ask Jeff and also Bart to take a look at their budgets and see where they could cut the budgets in the event that we find we have fewer taxes coming in. And Gary, did you want to add anything to that?
No, just that we looked over and we're kind of putting a rough estimate of our first level of like 10% of a couple different numbers to try and shoot for, and then kind of make like a pick list of not only getting to that number, but putting it in an organizational manner of what's most important to keep and things like that. So as we start falling short, we aren't left at the end of the year of, okay, now we got to raise taxes, because that's not something that we should be doing. We should be accounting for it. So I think looking after the people of the borough is the most important at this point in time.
I'm just wondering if Jeff is getting any feedback from other boroughs that may be in the same, I'm sure all of them are in the same situation, as to whether or not there are any best practices or what may be happening with other boroughs throughout the county.
The only thing I've been seeing is the same thing. They're just taking a look at their budgets right now to see where they can possibly make cuts or just, hold the line on spending, just in case, the tax revenue is not there and this thing extends longer than everybody thinks it does. So they're just doing the same thing that we're going to do, is make contingency plans.
Okay.
That's what I've been seeing.
I just received an email today from the Montgomery Borough Association from Diane. She's on the board, and they're looking to see if there is interest in individuals like, obviously, Jeff, borough managers, Gary, since you're president, not president, but chair of the budget committee, to talk about what other boroughs are doing, and to see if we could just have like a brainstorming session with regards to everybody putting their ideas out there and suggestions of what others are doing to see if they could do the same thing. Because I think the uncertainty is creating a lot of anxiety for different boroughs. And so, again, I think that some of the suggestions that are coming out there are really good, but I don't know what we're doing or what we're not doing. So I told Diane that it was a great idea. So Jeff, they may be reaching out to you. It's by invitation only. And so you don't have all of these people on the line, and it could create more chaos and confusion if you have like 50 people trying to have a meeting. And so I just passed your name along, Jeff, just in case. They'll be contacting you to be a part of that think tank.
Sure.
Okay. Any other discussion on that issue? We'll see what happens. We haven't heard anything so far, and I think Jeff you're in touch with Kelly, and Kelly's always been pretty good with working with residents in the past. I know she's worked out payment plans and things with people when they can't afford their taxes. So, I mean, that's the stance we want to take. But we also want to make sure, as Gary said, that we do not raise taxes. We'll figure out how we make up for any shortfalls in this year's budget. So, and the other thing I just wanted to mention is we will be holding our regularly scheduled May meeting on May 6th via Zoom. And now I'd like to open up the meeting for public comment.
Kathy, excuse me, I have one question back on the taxes.
Yes.
This is Craig. I wanted to know the earned income tax. How does that come in? Does that come in one big check, you know, after all the taxes are received, or how does that come in, you know, periodically, or just one time a year?
It comes in monthly and also quarterly. I mean, people who file by themselves do it quarterly, so majority of it's quarterly.
I mean, I'm concerned about that with so, you know, we have no idea how many people are out of work, and that's a pretty good chunk of our income.
I was in contact with Berkheimer, their earned income tax, and the local service tax collector. They collect for the whole county. And they said that they wouldn't have a real good idea until after the second quarter of how this is affecting all the municipalities.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Anything else on that? All right. I'd like to open up the meeting for public comment. If there are any members of the public on the meeting. Jeff, have you gotten any questions, or do you see any from anyone?
No, I don't.
Okay. And likely, we did promote this via the website, and thank you, Shannon. Shannon put out a quick newsletter, but we'll have more publicity for our May meeting for people to join us. Is there?
Yeah, I just wanted to, oh, there's a Q&A. I was just going to say to anybody who is listening, if you want to put a question, there's a little button at the bottom that says Q&A, and that's where you click on that and a screen will pop up. And there are several.
Okay, looks like there's two questions, Jeff.
One just says it's working fine. The other one says, thank you for making this accessible.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Okay, do any council members have anything else you'd like to say? Or the mayor, of course. Anything to add?
I actually just want to say, you know, that I am really pleased that we were able to get this together. So thank you to everybody who was working on making this happen, and that you know, everybody hang in there. We're all going to work through this together. And it takes everybody pulling together to make these hard times tolerable. So just a moment of hope.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. Anything else? Okay, if not, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody. See ya.
Guys.